It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
This to me seemed crazy, but we asked how many of your ex's numbers do you have in your phone? I don't have a single one. Kat has all of them. And we had some really weird responses from people to this question. How many exes do you have in your phone? If you missed it during the live show, we'll catch you up in the podcast here in a couple of seconds. Let's go. I want to give you a quick example of what happens here in the studio when a song is going or a commercial break is. I told Kat, I turned to my right and I looked at something and I can feel this like kink in my neck. And I broke my neck a few years ago.
Tell people how.
Oh, we were at my sister-in-law throws this big party and they have a pool. And I literally thought I was diving into the deep end. I had one beer up to that point and I dove in and I broke my neck. And it was the stupidest thing. And every time
he called me, I thought he was joking. He calls me from the hospital bed.
I go, I'm probably not coming in Monday. I broke my neck.
I'm like, rah, rah.
They don't know if they got to put me in surgery or traction or what the deal was. So anyways, like ever since then, like I try and take care of myself. I want to live to be, a long, long, fruitful life. But I turn to my right and I can feel this little pop in my neck. And I said to Kat, God, I got this little tink in my neck. And but I'm afraid to get it adjusted because of my broken neck. And I'm like, oh my gosh! And I look to my left. I'm like, what? There's stairs leading down to our studio. I go, oh, what if I got paralyzed by just turning my neck? And they'd have to make ramps. And Kat, without a blink, goes, yeah, we'd just be done. Like we cannot make any accommodations for your health. The show would just be blown up. It would just be over.
Truly look at the length of how it could not be done.
45 minutes for a carpenter to make a ramp for me to get down here in my wheelchair. And Kat goes, no, we'll just blow up the show. No, we'll just be done. I sat here for 10 months as you were going through all of your crap.
Now it's 10 months. It's amazing how you add on a month every time you tell
I took a couple of months off. Usually I'd say a year because it was a year of absolute shenanigans. I might be coming to work. I'm probably not coming to work. I'm in the hospital.
Ill.
I have surgery this morning. I can't be there. I'm like, good Lord. I sat through 11 months of that
truth
stuff.
Comes out.
And now
beautiful.
Here, I have one potential health risk.
It was a hypothetical. Your neck clicks a little bit when
fast.
You get over it. Fast, please. I can't do this with you all week. I won't.
It just won't show up.
I just will not.
You may have not heard, but we've been given full authority to start making things illegal on our show. One thing that annoys you that you wish would become illegal, Kat.
I'd say asking me questions while I'm watching my kid play basketball. My mom is notorious. My mother-in-law too. But like my mom just wants to visit and I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm watching the game. I don't want to miss anything. I'm videotaping, so I have to mute everything on the video because it's her just talking to me about like stuff that happened at school that week or can you believe what so-and-so posted, And I'm like, sometimes I just want to watch him alone, and I hate to say that.
Can't you go to another spot in the gym and record them?
Yeah, but I don't want to be rude. I want to sit with my guests, and I love that his grandparents are like huge supporters and go to all of his stuff. So I don't want to, look a gift horse in the mouth, but sometimes I like to just watch in silence and like don't talk to me. So I'd like to write her a ticket.
We could put her in jail if she talked to you while your child is playing basketball.
Yeah, then I'd go, pay this.
Now, or you're going to jail. So I figured this would get people a little unhinged, but not in this way. Here are some of the responses we've already got.
Yeah.
Whistling in public.
In what way?
Just whistling. Whistling indoors or in cars.
Because I've been whistling a lot lately, like just to myself. And then I realized I just whistled down like 8 consecutive aisles. I better knock it off.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Like whistling Dixie,
you're in a good mood, right?
Yeah, I felt, and it's like Christmas songs already that I'll just like start to whistle and don't dull my sparkle.
Sarah, you're better than us. She said it should be completely illegal wearing pajamas to the store.
Okay.
Any repetitive noises, says Amanda. She obviously has kids. Here's the one that I thought was the most interesting. And I'd love for you to call with yours real quick. The one thing that you would like to become illegal that's annoying to you, and Melissa had just commented, Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline.
What? Are you sure she's not just requesting it?
Who hates Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond.
Okay, so I've written back 1339 and Crystal, both completely different answers, ones that I didn't realize were an issue for people. If you can't call, which I need you to call because I have so many questions to go along with what you think should be illegal because it annoys you so badly. But
during the government shutdown, we weaseled our way in. We're going to make new laws. What annoying thing in your life should be against the law? You may not have heard about this, but we were just given during the government shutdown the ability to make anything illegal as long as it's like annoying to you.
I am drunk with power and I'm very excited because there are just certain things that get me. I want to add on top of what I think should be illegal, which is asking me anything while my kid is playing basketball. I like to be present. I like to be watching. I like to be videotaping. And then when I get questions from loved ones, and then, it's just like, I don't have time to talk right now. I love you. I'll talk after, but
I think you should get a ticket if you don't back your truck in.
You don't back your truck in.
I can't here because my parking pass is in the back window. If I back it in, I get a ticket.
I think what a big show of a swing.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Listen.
If you back your truck in, it is the weirdest. My father-in-law does it. Brian does it. Why? Why? Just to show us that you can?
It's a phallic symbol.
It's so strange.
It's exactly what it is.
Oh.
Crystal, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Great. I'm glad you called. What would you like us to make illegal that's just annoying to you?
Pesky, annoying landlords.
Oh.
Okay, so who are you dealing with right now? Can you give us like kind of an insight into Crystal's life?
So I'm not dealing with her anymore. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
We just purchased a home. But the last landlord we had lived downstairs, and she would look through the windows. She would hide outside to listen to conversations during the summertime.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, multiple times she's broken into my house while I'm moving out. I caught her on camera.
Wow.
And I think it should just be illegal. The first offense, they should be thrown in jail. Let us live our lives in peace.
When she was breaking in, did she have lame excuses like, oh, I thought the water was running or I needed to check on something?
Or I thought you were moved out already?
No, she had no clue. She had nothing to say about it. She didn't even know that I caught her on camera.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So,
my privacy, like I would feel very, what's the word I'm trying to say?
Well, you violated.
That's it. Yeah.
And you weren't like bad tenants, right? There weren't always big parties or holes in the wall or anything, I'm assuming.
No, nope, not bad tenants.
Just a Badinsky.
Yeah, it was weird. So I think with the first offense, they should be thrown in jail immediately.
Second offense, death?
No.
Absolutely.
Crystal, what's wrong?
Crystal's unhinged this morning.
Well, I'm very glad that you got your own property. There's some power in that. This is not somebody watching you all the time, or you don't have to feel paranoid.
Yeah, do you find yourself naked a little bit more now?
Absolutely.
Good. You're our kind of listener.
With all the windows open.
Do it.
Let her cook, Crystal. Have a great morning. If you have almost adult age children, or I'm saying probably like 12 to 30, if you've got a kid in that range, heads up, because the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, somebody's going to get buck wild.
It's going to be crazy. They're going to find their way to your house, but I remember just having like really good, maybe like 5 or 6 really good back home before Thanksgiving nights where you're just not your best the next day. You feel like you could vomit, but it was worth it.
My parents had gone to Florida and they were with a couple of friends, and I decided to have this party. So basically what I'm looking for this morning is what happened at your party. Something got broke. So we're at, my parents are gone. I'm having like 3 or 4 people over, right?
Yeah.
My goal was to have like a pool tournament in our basement that weekend. So I'm like, bring your money. And then somehow on Friday night, it got out of control. All of a sudden I look around, there's like 30 people in my basement. Way too much for that, right? So my dad had these old, really old, still sealed, like glass. And what do you call it when you put whiskey in it? It's not a canteen. There's a
Decanter?
special decanter. Right. Yeah. Had a couple of those still sealed from like the 1940s.
Okay.
And the next morning I wake up and they're open and all the whiskey's out of them. So I got really, really punished bad for that.
Yeah.
But then the big one was, and they were coming back in 2 days, There was some guys smoking in our basement, and we had like that Berber carpet. You know what I mean? Like it's indestructible, and they had burnt a hole in it.
Oh,
and
my
ash got in
God.
it. So one of my friends in high school had worked for a carpeting place. We had a small town, and they had one spot that did carpeting. So I call him the next day. I'm like, you know how to fix something like this, don't you? He goes, you can't fix that. There's a hole in the carpet. And I said, is there any way you can run into work real quick and see if you have any of the kind of the same carpet? He found the exact, my parents had gotten it there, found the exact carpet, cut a swatch out, came to my house, did a whole bunch of things. He was on this Neely thing and, kicking the carpet in.
What a friend.
And nobody ever knew about it.
Yeah.
To the day we sold my parents' house after they passed away, you could not tell that carpet had been replaced.
Everyone needs a friend like that.
So some of the calls that we got during that last song, things that got broke at the party.
This big guy sat on this chair, and the chair broke.
Yeah, hard to hide that.
That will happen.
We're not friends anymore, but used to be friends. His dad's ashes.
Oh,
I've seen someone get thrown right through a big plate glass window.
That's, again, how do you come back from that?
I know.
Somebody's going to be home in the next couple of days, and you had a party, and something bad broke.
We had our annual summer party where we invite some of our sports families and stuff, and the boys were playing basketball in the street, and one of them was trying to do like one of those hangy, hoop deals, whatever, and just swinging like a monkey on it. And I remember Derek walked down the driveway. He's like, hey, get off of that. And then the next day they go out and it was completely bent. But our saving grace was that night we had one of those summer storms with the hail, and the hail completely messed up our roof. So we had to get our roof done.
So you got that.
But it also broke the backboard glass. And so we got $800 for that $190 Walmart basketball
You don't
hoop.
want to be saying this out loud, do you?
They gave it to us.
Okay.
And we said it. We told our insurance, we said, that's a crazy amount. And they said, no, that's what we're authorized to give you. I was like, whoa.
Dang.
So, yeah, we got another one.
You had a huge party, and what got broke? Kim, I see your text. You want to run this audio for us real quick?
Yes, here we go.
Have to leave you an audio since I'm losing reception on my way to work. But I'll never forget when I was in high school and we hosted several exchange students. I came home from work one Saturday night, and my German exchange student was drunk. The house was packed, and someone literally broke the deck railing off of the second story
Oh, my
of
God.
my parents' home. Not gonna lie, that was not an easy cover-up. They were home 2.5 seconds and saw the deck.
Oh.
Didn't go well for the Germans.
Didn't go well for the German.
I mean, imagine that. What do you got to lose? If you're on the tail end of your exchange,
Yeah.
let her rip.
I would expect nothing less. I would almost be disappointed if I had a German living with me and they didn't pull something like that. You
I
know?
would expect them to be drunk all the time.
Right.
Especially Irish, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Jason, I appreciate you holding, man. I know you got a busy day going, but you want to tell us what happened at the party?
This is when I was in high school. I'm like 38 now, but my parents left to go to Texas for a week, and I said, well, I'm going to stay home so I don't miss that much school. When my intentions were to throw a big rager the whole time they were gone, which we did. Well, my dad had a bear rug up on the wall,
Oh, my
and
God.
people stole the tongue out of that and were like walking around licking people with it. Well, he also had like swords hanging up, and so they like cut my sister's dresser, like not in half, but like cut like the top part
Who are these
in half,
people?
and all sorts of got broke. But that was like the main part, and then a couple windows. But yeah, it was
Wow.
quite the party.
Yeah, but like, who are the, honestly, like you go to somebody's house and you just get destructive instead of just like drinking and having a good time. I've never gone to a party and thought, I'm going to throw this vase through a window, or I'm going to go number 1 or number 2 in that house plant. Sir,
I can't say that. I haven't done
I
some of
know.
this stuff. But listen, ripping the tongue out of a bear rug
that's crazy.
and then walking around licking people with it is kind of funny. Can we just...
Heavy on the kind.
Can we agree that it's funny? Now, it's just destructive and it's a bad look. But let's say the tongue just fell out by itself. Walking around licking people with that thing.
out.
That's funny, right? Tuesday show, going to be a lot of fun. We'll give you a chance at winning $50,000. We got tickets to see Young Gravy the night before Thanksgiving. That's at 7:20. And then you could go to Mexico with us on the all-inclusive party plane to paradise. We're leaving in 93 days. Would you like to go with? Just got to be here to win yours at 8:20 Tuesday during the live show. Right now, let's finish up the podcast. How long do you keep an ex's number in your phone?
I say forever. There's no reason. Just say, don't answer David. Don't answer Blake. Don't answer Melissa. Don't answer Tara. You know, that's all you have to put in front of it.
I don't have a single ex in my phone.
How many people did you date?
What?
I feel like
lots,
not a
briefly.
lot. Oh. Did they even have phones?
I'm sure they don't have me in their phone either.
Yeah.
I want to talk to this is Steven over here on line 3. Steven, how long do you keep these in your phone for?
I have every ex's number in my phone. I have people I just like hooked up with in my phone. I have people I just talked with from apps in my phone. Like, I want to know who's calling me so I know which calls I need to screen.
See, that's why I think it's a good idea to not delete ex's numbers. When I was talking to one of my friend's daughters, I was like, don't delete that because you never know. What if they call randomly and you pick up, then you're stuck in a conversation.
So you're not keeping them to call them back. You're keeping them to not answer when you know it's them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to like pick up the phone one time and like it be somebody like I don't want to talk to or someone that treated me bad or I had a horrible experience with. Like, that's the whole point of having like caller IDs on the phone so you know when not to pick up.
Yeah, no, I get that makes sense. If we could look through your list of exes in your phone, Kat.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you would absolutely, positively never want us to call would be whom?
Never want you to call.
If I got a hold of your phone and I look in that folder and it's all my exes, who's the one we do not want to call?
I'm going to say it's a toss-up between, who am I looking at? Joe and Matt. Like, you've met Matt, but I did him dirty. And I don't want me to be brought up.
What
to
do you
him
mean
at all.
by you did him dirty?
I just wasn't a good girlfriend, you know. I messed around with who was then after Matt, my fiance, whatever. But I was just not nice, you know. I didn't.
Would he say
treat him.
mean things about you?
No, because he was such a nice guy. You know, that's the sucky part, because I was like, oh, he was so nice and sweet. Why couldn't I, my early 20s, have just said, this isn't working out? But I didn't, you know. I didn't quit a job without having a job.
This
And
is
I
the
feel
guy
bad
that never
about it.
talked, right?
Yes.
Christmas right around the corner. Maybe I don't know why it is this time of the year. I see more and more people moving. Or maybe it's just the people I know, but they seem to be the house just across the street from us sold in like a week.
Was it?
Yeah, the property is sold in like a week. And I was like, oh my gosh, things are moving. So maybe there's something on your radar that you need a giant chunk of cash for. What would you be buying with $50,000 right now, Kat?
Man, well, I mean, that is enticing to go and find our lake place, but like, would I want to move right now? Probably not. That sounds a bit upsetting, but I'd maybe just hold on to it until I'm ready for that down payment.
It's disappointing. I used to walk like to my property every day and I just stand there and take a deep breath. And now I look around and like everything is dying.
Yeah.
It's like nobody's on the lake anymore. We did have a bunch of loons. Like, do loons travel? It's a husband and wife kind of thing, right? Boy and girl thing.
I don't know too much about loons. I'm sorry.
Somebody but anyways, there was 4 loons together. Saturday morning, I'm having a cup of coffee. I'm just looking out there and they're right at the end of our dock and they're just kind of playing around. And I'm like, is that something kinky going on there? Is that like
to be honest, I really, thinking about it, only see lone loons. I really don't.
There's always
see
2
loons
on our
here.
lake, and all of a sudden there's 4, and I'm like, you guys
getting into some freaky stuff, some freaky loon stuff. What would that even look like?
I don't know. I'm gonna
there?
AI. How was your weekend? Give me a highlight.
It was good. Went to like this ladies weekend expo. They had, I don't know, maybe like 80 vendors, I would say.
So they're letting women sell things now.
Yes.
Oof.
And we can
This is where it
own
starts.
businesses. We've really made strides. So it was like crafts, boutiques. It was kind of a dangerous place, but I was getting paid to be there. But then half of what I was getting paid
I was wondering how much
was
you left
out
there.
of my Venmo by the time I was done. But I got some really good stuff, supported small businesses. So that was great. Spent the night at the casino, woke up, drove all the way to my mom's, and then picked up Liam. We went to Sparky's. I always tell people when you go to Anoka, go to Sparky's. We had just like, I don't even know if they cleaned the plates that we ate off of from the people before, but it's like when you go to somewhere that charming, you don't care. And then I saw a couple of my nephews, so that was nice. Came home, watched the Vikings, took one of those Sunday naps from like 1 to 2, and it was so glorious. And then the snow was falling. It was perfect. So
I didn't have a single flurry of
you didn't have any
Not
snow?
one, not
Oh
one
my gosh, it
single-
was beautiful.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think what everybody wants to know is how much money did you win at the casino?
None. Oh, my God.
Did you gamble at all?
No, I saw some listeners and they go, Kat, go upstairs, put your stuff upstairs, come down and party. And
you never came down, did
I go, no. And they just laughed. I had been on my feet for 6 hours. I did a 6-hour gig. Normally when I work at the casino, it's a 30-second gig. And then I would completely love to come party with you. But I was like 6 hours, went and got this like huge Asian chicken salad. Oh, it was so good. It was on I just put the thing on my chest and I shoveled it into my mouth, watched ghost shows. It was glorious.
What happened to you?
I don't know.
It used to be a good time.
I don't know how it changed.
Hello, Ashley. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for calling the show. We were talking about, people who have been in maybe like a hostile work environment. Millie Bobby Brown said she had to kind of blow it up on the set of Stranger Things. The guy, what does he play?
David Harbour. He plays the sheriff, but sometimes you need that person that's like the face of the movement. And he had bothered so many people and harassed a lot of people. And she's like, I can't stand for this anymore. So she did what she had to do.
Yeah.
You've had to deal with this at work. What's going on?
Yes, I have. Yeah. So I worked at a place for about 15 years, and the last 2 years were just god awful. There was a guy that would come in, and he would always like grab my arm, grab my shoulder, run his fingers through my hair. And I'm like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
Like, no. And I mean, I was like, I don't know, 27, so I wasn't like super young,
Mm-hmm.
And I told my boss about it, and I told the guy, I was super polite about it. I'm like, please, sir, you cannot touch me. Like,
were you catching like creepy old man vibes off him right away, though?
Was he an old man?
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah,
okay.
For sure. Super, and like gross. Like he'd shower like once a month. Like you could totally tell. Like very gross. And I told my boss about it. My boss was like, yep, I'll go talk to him. And so he did. It stopped for like, I don't know, a month, maybe 2 months or whatnot. And then he started again. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, you cannot do this. So then my boss went to his boss, and she was like, well, unless we have video evidence, then we can't really say that this happened.
What?
I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
We know this guy is creepy. This is not okay.
So how to get involved? Did you videotape this?
Yeah. I mean, finally, I had to like write down the date, the time, the place, like where we were standing in the store. And it's like,
I agree with getting the evidence because you got to turn this on yourself. Would you want somebody to make a claim about you without evidence? You obviously know this is happening. Thankfully, you know that there were cameras around and that you had a claim. So sometimes you just have to say, and you always want evidence to reign supreme because then you can say, see, he's doing this and you're doing nothing about it.
Yeah, and as an employer, you really need something like that to make a move. So what ended up happening? You left or he got canned?
Well, he actually got served a no trespassing order.
Because of that?
He wasn't allowed to. Well, because I wasn't even the only person he was doing it to.
Oh, okay.
And, he was harassing, and then he was also stealing. So, I mean, it was like this guy was a whole mess, and so it was just kind of bad all around.
Yeah.
But then when you start doing that to the employees, it's not. So, so he wasn't able to come back into the store.
I just don't like,
don't get me wrong,
that for so long you didn't like going to work. And that makes me really sad that one person had the power for you to wake up every day going, oh, I do not want to go to work and have this guy touch me. That's.
Yeah. And I mean, it was like a long time and he would come in every single day.
I do not like
I don't know. It was so frustrating because, it took so long and it took, I understand, the evidence, but it's like they had to have 3 different situations recorded on camera. And if it wasn't the right angle and all that, so it's like, I get it. But why do I have to go through all of it? And I don't know. It was just, it was really hard at the time. When you look back on it, you go, yep, I understand. But in the middle of it, you're kind of like, this is not okay, so I don't know. It's hard.
Now this
because,
whole time,
like you said, you kind of need that, but.
Yeah. So instead of worrying about your work and getting a job done, a job well done for them, you were worried about getting the evidence you needed to get this guy out of your literal hair.